congratulations on your film. Who are you people?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It is a wonderful drama itself. So we have to ask that obligatory question. What initially attracted you to this project?
Um, it, the script read like you watched it. So I read a beautiful story about, coming of age story about a father and daughter building a relationship after not seeing each other for, ever, I guess. And then that thing kind of happens at the end. And when I read it, my first reaction, my knee-jerk reaction was, whoa, I can't do that. There's no coming back from that. That's I can't. That makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? To play a character like that. And then I spoke with, my wife and my agents and my managers, and we all had discussions about it. And what about this? And what about that? And the fact that I had so many discussions about it made me realize that this is going to open the door to conversations, and it's going to have people talking. And especially after that last scene where we have this, this phone call, me and Emma's character, Alex, people are going to, there's going to be the people that say absolutely not. That's can't. And there's going to be people that say, but what if? What I mean, yeah, but. And so that's the conversations we're going to start, and I'm okay with that. I know what I think, and it's a tricky character to play. It's a tricky character to play because I have to make him likable, and then we have to see if he's still likable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to ask you on how do you approach this character, because it's sort of like he wants to present himself, but he was holding back, and you have to portray that throughout the entire film.
Well, he definitely knows that he has demons. He definitely knows he has some skeletons in the closet. He's been running from those problems. He's living with his cousin. He's going to church. Maybe that's helping. He's quit alcohol. He's got a good job, and hopefully he doesn't ever have to deal with things. And those things come knocking on the door, and now he's got to deal with those things. And yeah, it's such an interesting story, and I think Ben was the right guy to write and tell it. And so we're going to see.
Now, in playing this Carl, for yourself, because you have to get into the headspace of Carl, because recovering alcoholic or violent outbursts, he has secrets. How do you get into a headspace with a character like that?
Well, I'm 16 years sober, and so I have a little bit of experience with recovery and whatnot, and forgiveness, and that whole journey. I just had to try to play this guy as real as possible, and realize that in his life he is never a bad guy or villain or anything. He made a mistake, and that's what he's been telling himself that for a long time. I've made a mistake. I've made a horrible mistake, and that's what kind of how I had to play him. And then the violent outbursts in that stairwell scene, it happens with her, and he's got to learn to control himself. And so, it was a really interesting character to play.
As an actor, when you actually play a character that's relatable like this, does a lot of things go through your head, sort of like past memories, or do you manage to like kind of repress it and basically then it's just a job?
You go at the end of the day, you try to go home and shake it all off, and it's just a job. That's been my approach as an actor. There was a lot of Carl that I brought my father into a lot of Carl. My father was a mechanic. My father was a quiet man. My father had a little bit of an anger issue. That was hard to shake off at times. Of course, my father didn't do the stuff that Carl did, obviously. But this particular character, it wasn't hard to shake off at the end of the night. There's this thing that happens when you go back to your trailer, you take off the wardrobe, you hang it up, you close your door, you get in the car, and you kind of drive away from that feeling. I've never really had a situation where I've taken anything home. But I'm always by myself. That's the thing. I've never had my family with me when I shoot or anything like that. So I don't know. Maybe I sit in my hotel room or whatever and kind of decompress a little bit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you don't get stuck in a dark place or anything and shake it off at the end of the
No,
day. So that's
no. There's been a few dark places where it's more on set. It's just you sit there and it's more exhausting. Like, you know, when you're playing somebody that's really just a piece of shit, it's more exhausting. You know what I mean? So
do you
you know who? Sorry to interrupt, but
oh.
I was trying to think of an example of it. The first brother I played on this, I do a TV show, the Chucky TV show, and I played twin brothers in the first season, and the very first twin brother was this homophobic father who beat his son, drank. He was just this piece of shit guy. He died really quickly, thank God. But it was exhausting. It was exhausting being there. There was no redemption to this guy. He was a piece of shit. And so when Chucky finally killed him, it was like, thank God. It was exhausting playing that guy. It was I didn't like it. So.
Oh, I was going to ask it if do you enjoy playing piece of shit characters, but it sounds like not really.
Do I enjoy it? I don't know. It's artistically satisfying, I suppose, but I don't necessarily enjoy it. You know what I mean? I enjoy the outcome of the project, I guess. But in the moment, like that particular character, for instance, I didn't enjoy, you know, screaming homophobic slurs at my gay son. It was never nothing enjoyable, but the overall outcome of the project was satisfying, I guess.
Yeah, because I follow you on Twitter, and I know you are nowhere even close to any of these characters.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Tell us,
piece of shit, yes, but not homophobic.
Yeah. Tell us about the chemistry between you and Emma, because you know she had a hold on dearly throughout this entire mystery game.
I feel I have to say it's very repetitive, my answer to this, because but I have to say it because everybody should know. I think this movie could have gone two different ways. We would have hired just the run of the mill actor in Hollywood, whatever. We could have been just this, you know, a Lifetime Hallmark kind of movie, you know. But Emma is she brought something original to the character. Like, she brought her own thing, and it was beautiful to watch, and it made it very interesting. Like, you want to watch her. She's a real character, and I just think the world of her as an actress and an artist. And so it was really easy to do some of those scenes with her. You know, she was always changing it up. There was always a movement. It wasn't, you know, she was grounded and real, and she had great nuances, and it was really nice working with her.
Most excellent. And one more thing about the film, because we know you have thoughts on the film after that ending. Obviously, left it open ended. What kind of relationship that you hope for Carl and Emma? What kind of, that you would deem as a better ending in your head?
As an audience member?
As an audience member.
Man, I'm so conflicted. I don't know whether she should. I don't know. I mean, we might be looking at a psychologist or something to figure this one out. I just don't see. I don't know if there's any coming back from that particular incident. We'll see. We're gonna see. There's gonna be conversations. Well, I can't wait to see what people think.
Most definitely. And just to throw in one fun question before I leave, because
Absolutely.
You have such a wondrous career with, a lot of films and television and so on. To your fans, if you have a chance to, revisit one of your characters, make another, television series or film, what would be on the top of the list for yourself?
Idle Hands, because of the amount of fun I had doing the film, and I love the way it turned out, and I love that kind of horror comedy. I think that would be. I think it would be cute to reboot Little Giants nowadays. I think that's the story of a young football underdog team can never get old, and I think that would be a fun one. I'd love to play a coach or something like that. yeah, that's probably the two that I think that would be the most satisfying to reboot would be Little Giants and Idle Hands. So
Most excellent answers. Your fans would love that. Well,
thank
anyways,
you.
thank you very much for speaking to us about Who Are You People. It is certainly a conversation that a lot of people will have after viewing this movie. So
Absolutely.
people need to check it out. Thank you
Thank
very
you. I
much.
appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you.
See you later.